Welcome back to Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. Last time we completed the Tower of Valny, and this time we're going to be moving on to the next, I don't know, monster optional dungeon area. Not really sure what to call these, but the Lagdou Ruins. As I've said earlier, the Lagdou Ruins isn't technically post-game. You can do it just before the final chapter, but it's definitely meant for an endgame team, so that's what I'm going to be taking in there. Also, I've done a lot of shopping and preparation off camera here. I had to do so much rearranging and buying things that I didn't want to show it on camera, so I'll go over everyone's inventory once we go in. But I do want to say, you want to make sure you have a well-stocked convoy with, in fact, I can probably just show my convoy right here. So yeah, I've got lots of silver swords, brave sword. Basically, you want to have a well-stocked convoy of very strong weapons, because you will need them. Seriously, you are going to need them. So yeah, especially extra healing staves are good, and if you have any extra dragon slaying weapons, you definitely want to hold on to those because they'll become useful later. I don't think I have any of those, but thankfully there are some choose. Also, really, I should be using my stat boosters by now, but I kind of want to wait until the very end of the ruins to use them. I just want to see how far everyone can go just on their natural level ups. So, let's go into the Lagdou Ruins. And we're going to be here a while. This place is pretty long. Like I said, this has 10 floors compared to the Tower of Valny's 8. And they're also much bigger, and the enemies are far stronger. So, we're going to be sending in our main story team into this one, not the B team at all. So, let's go to my main story team. Ephraim, yes. Let's see. Problem here is we only have 8 deployment slots, so might want to just focus on bringing the people who are a little behind in terms of levels. Guess I want at least one flyer. And I guess Joshua's a bit less level than the others. So I'll probably be needing a thief later, but as you can see, this map is pretty big. Lots of enemies, all of them... Yeah, level 15 promoted. That is stronger than the final chapter, so... This is definitely recommended to be done in the post-game. Now, let's see what we got. Okay, 50 gold. So, every enemy, like, every monster type in this game has a sort of a drop table as to what they might possibly drop. Though, some enemies have multiple versions. Okay, we have a droppable killer bow here, which is kind of a shame because I don't have any bow users on my main team. It looks like 50 gold in the killer bow is all we have, yes. But some monsters, like I was saying, count as completely different things when it comes to weapon drops. Basically, the Elder Bale in the top corner of the Melkaean coast actually counts as its own type of enemy. So it has its own unique weapon drop table, which mainly includes a lot of stat boosters and promotion items. Now, since I'm having Tana here, but not Cormag, I obviously want to transfer the Philly shield over to her. So let's go ahead and do that. Because these archers, I probably want to take out these archers as soon as possible. That killer bow, though, could be a pain. Though, we do have a lot of luck on most of our characters here, so it should be fine. Actually, I think Ross needs either a Sword Reaver or a Sword Slayer. I'm gonna put away Garm until later. And I can't give it anymore because the convoy is full. But I only need to take one thing. Either a Sword Reaver or a Sword... Yeah, we might as well use these Sword Slayers. They're kind of better. Also, I've given Purge, to Natasha and she can't even use it. Okay, it's B rank, not A. That's good, because she's just off of B. She will be able to use that eventually, which is good. And I think this is what I'll go with, so yeah, let's go ahead and begin our trek into the terrifying Lagdou Ruins. And we still have this music. So yeah, get ready to hear this music for quite a while. Also, hi there, Archer. Ross is still doing pretty decently against these enemies, though. Better than I expected, actually. His speed has got a lot better lately. And you'll probably be able to tell the enemies here give much more experience than we're used to from the Tower of Valny. Okay, let's see if I do need to be careful of the Pierce glitch if I'm using a ranged weapon with Tana, but it should be fine. That's a longbow, isn't it? Yes, that's a longbow. Okay, those are all lances. Gotta be careful with enemy equipment here, because it can sometimes really screw you over. There was a Malduin down there with a hammer, so anyone who's armored, who I actually don't have anyone who's armored, but yeah, anyone who was armored would have to watch out. Okay, I'm gonna equip the javelin here. Let's just hope she'll be able to take these two. Because at this point, deaths are going to be on our record for everyone to see. Maybe Loot should go with this group. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that is out of range. And Joshua will go wherever Natasha does. I think I'll send this group of 3 around here. I kind of had a feeling you'd do something like that. Obviously, you want as much healing as you can muster here. You actually had a crit rate against her. That's surprising, considering her luck is almost capped. And now you're not going to drop that killer bow because you just used it. Okay, now all of you are lance users, so after I heal him, Ross should do pretty well here. Kind of annoying how the cursor always defaults to attack and also defaults to bolting if nothing else is in range. But I'm keeping bolting just in case. I admit that I cheated and gave Luke Metis' tome to kind of offset her screwage, but this is really what Loot should have always been. I know I've said that a lot. This is also what Ross always should have been. Well, actually, this is kind of a blessed Ross, weirdly enough. He went from very screwed to actually kind of blessed. Though I feel like he should have more strength by this point in the game. Okay, Ephraim is still pretty much unstoppable. I really don't want to speak... I say that and he can't one-round that thing with the steel lance. He's only like level 8 or something. And yes, he has a tendency to crit things really often. There's just something satisfying about seeing experience bars rise this quickly. And he's, yeah, level 11, not 8. Just be careful we don't lure too many enemies. Like, for example, we would be luring quite a few things if I move Tana there. Although her evasion is enormous, and is that within... I think that is within Ephraim's support range. Yeah, so their hit rates are practically nothing. At least that is one thing Tana's been good for, but she's supposed to have much more strength than this. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, good, she's at least gaining some strength. Very tempted to use energy rings on her, but I think I'll leave that until later. Yeah, let's just finish you off. Probably should have brought a lot more javelins, considering how ridiculously good 1-2 range is, but I do have an extra one on Awesome in case I need it. And quite a few across some of my other characters. Getting 1 point of defense there isn't bad. And yes, sadly we don't get the Iron Bow drop, which I should probably get rid of that, because I don't have any, like I've said before, I don't have any archers on my main team. Now, these Cyclopses are pretty brutally strong. I might want to wait just a little bit to make sure that the other archer is gone, then I'll rush through this breach. Maybe I'll try doing a pincer attack on that central little room here so I have to deal with less things. At least we get to have a look at a different art style than the Tower of Valmy, so that's something. I kind of like how the Lagdou ruins look, and we'll be seeing a lot of interesting environments as we go through here. Thunder being so much better than Flux most of the time. And yet more Twisted Shadows be. But also yet more Tana being practically unhittable. Dodge tank plus support usually equals not much hit rates. So many Bone Walkers here though. The Ruins maps generally have a kind of a theme to them, so this one's pretty much the Bone Walker map. Of course, you get the unnecessary critical there. And there will be... The second map is, it has a lot of a certain other enemy type. Hi there, Longbow! Always annoying when they do that. Hi there, Normal Bow. Yeah, I had a feeling he'd get hit, but I've got healers handy. I point my arms at you and thunder comes out from the skies. Always like that animation of druids using the thunder spell. Another longbow. Yeah, definitely a good thing I switched the Philly shield over to her. Of course, the other one isn't going to move. Alright, so what have we got down here? Steel sword. Okay, they're mostly steel weapons, but there is one lance here. And that guy has a battle axe, so I've got to be careful about luring him. Multiple swords and a lance. This seems like Ephraim's territory. Just, like I said, got to keep him out of range of the Cyclops. But this definitely does seem like Ephraim's territory. I feel like his strength is a little bit lower than it should be, though. Because I've definitely had Ephraims who've capped strength quite early before. And yeah, you'll be seeing less stat... And yeah, see, his strength didn't even go up. It's like 55% growth or something like that. But yeah, you'll see less stats going up on Ephraim than normal because he's capped most of them. And that, I believe, is out of Ephraim's support range. And that's also out of killing you range. Which is a really bad thing, because that could potentially result in the Pierce glitch, seeing as that's double attacking and failing to kill the enemy. Actually, Ross's defense isn't that bad. Most of them are going to be sword users, so I might as well equip the Sword Reaver. Or the Sword Slayer, or whatever. Although him getting hit by all these archers is going to be a problem. I think this song's like called Confront the Darkness or something. I forget exactly its exact name. But it's something along those lines. I know the enemy phase theme is Twisted Shadows B, just because, for some reason it just always stuck out of my memory, the fact that you hear Twisted Shadows B before Twisted Shadows A, which is the final chapter theme, but as I've definitely said before, they did the exact same thing with Dragon's Gate A and Dragon's Gate B. Alright, I was supposed to heal you, and yeah, I should probably take care of that now. I was about to say this map, to my knowledge, doesn't have any reinforcements, but I really don't want to jinx it, because last time I said that, reinforcements spawned immediately. Alright, so the moment that we go out of this breach, we're going to get hit by a Cyclops if we stay right in there. Poison Sword. And there's an annoying Poison Claw Bale, which actually can't hit us there. Only one thing can attack from that breach. Though I kind of doubt they're going to fall for the Joshua bait if I do that. Yeah, what the heck, let's put Joshua here. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me. I probably need the Silver Sword to have any chance of damaging this Cyclops. That's more of a hit rate than I expected. And yeah, 4 damage. Yay, I did 12 damage with a critical. Okay, right, swords are going first. The thing that worries me is that if I break the Sword Slayer and the Lance user attacks, but... Wait, no, that's actually a good thing. No, if the Lance user attacked first, I broke this, and then a lot of sword users attacked. You were the one that I was really trying to lure, though. Okay, now a critical would be more appreciated. Thank you. Then we probably have the Bale attacking. Seems like they're mostly using their swords first, which is actually kind of dumb of them, because like I said, if they would break this, then the swords would have better chances of hitting. Okay, that's alright. Now Ross is starting to not gain speed, which is a problem. But yeah, that's the one I was worried about for equipping the Sword Slayer on. Okay, Sword Slayer had like 7 or 8 uses. Is it gonna break now? Might have 1 use or so left. Now, you're the one that I really want to get crits on. Also, yes, every single monster in here is promoted. You won't be seeing any unpromoted monsters from now on. I'm pretty sure there aren't any unpromoted monsters. So many Bone Walkers. I guess they are pretty much... Oh! I say that, and then there's an unpromoted Revenant down there, and an unpromoted Mogul. Wow. Instantly proving me wrong. Yeah, like, okay, something that I wanted to discuss is that in a lot of my recent videos on this game, like the Tower and Ruins, I've been wrong quite a lot in some of the information that I've been giving, and I actually feel really bad about it, because I try and be as informative as possible in my playthroughs of these games, and it's made me feel really bad just how wrong I've been about a lot of things. I'm like, oh yeah, there's only one wind sword in the game, except it turns out that you can get another one as a random drop from a Cyclops. Or like, oh yeah, there aren't any unpromoted monsters here, but actually there are. So, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for that. It's mainly because I just kind of want to get these videos of the Tower of Ruins done as quickly as possible, because they are pretty monotonous. It's basically just lots and lots of monsters and kind of the same sort of stuff over and over. Like, nothing really spectacularly interesting. So, yeah, forgive me if I rush into doing these videos without doing as much research, but again, I just, yeah, don't really want to do... like, spend as much time having to do the Tower and Ruins, because they are quite long and, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm not caring about these videos. I do care about these videos quite a lot. It's just that, I mean, this is post-game anyway, and it has been a while since I did a full run of both the Tower and the Ruins. I remember quite a bit about these maps, but not about the exact enemy layouts and things like that. I wonder if I can send Ephraim down here and he'll just kind of wreck most things. Reminds me of back in the Phantom Ship. Okay, so we have, alright, Horse Slayer, obviously want to keep, I almost forgot her name, Amelia, away from that, and... oh, you have Crimson Eye, but your stats are terrible. It's just funny, the huge stat leap between Bales and Elder Bales is kind of crazy. Not... wait, actually there is a pretty huge stat leap between Bales and Elder Bales, but I meant Moguls. Moguls and Arch Moguls, it's just such an enormous leap in stats. The regular Moguls have really, really weak everything, and then the Arch Moguls are kind of insanely strong in terms of how hard they hit. Okay, now you can use Purge, that's good. Steel Lance and Iron Blade. Okay, as long as I keep Amelia away from that. I could technically use a Steel Blade, but... yeah, our Lance is the safest option, because I'm at least Weapon Triangle neutral to everything here, except for this Cyclops, obviously, which I was hoping I wouldn't miss, and I did. But at least we didn't get hit in return. And I was hoping not for a double miss, and I didn't get one, so that's good. 37 hit rate, even with Weapon Triangle advantage, is pretty bad. Ah, if only Joshua could get down there. 35 is the kind of hit rate I'd rather not risk. Iron... oh, that can't go for Natasha anyway. I could try just having Ewan go here, and then... I still love the Druid critical animation. Though a lot of people said the Summoner critical animation is pretty cool too, but I haven't seen that one for a really long time. I think I'll just keep Joshua there. Okay, Ephraim's one-rounding something, that's good, although this is probably thanks to his Tana support, which I'm pretty sure he's in range of. I mean, I did like how Radiant Dawn had indications as to when you're in range of a support, although those animations did get very annoying after a while, and I still find it hilarious how the the speedrun of Radiant Dawn erases Soth and Mikaya's support, just because the animation of the support flashing wastes time every time you see it. Just find that pretty funny. Speedrun-induced anti-shipping, I guess? Speaking of which, another thing that I find kind of interesting in the Radiant Dawn speedrun is how they put Blossom on hard, but not because of... So what the Blossom skill does is... Okay, gotta watch out for them. What the Blossom skill does is that it halves experience gain, but it makes you more likely to gain stats on level up. The exact way it works is that in random RNG mode, if a stat fails to level up, you roll a second random number to get a second chance to raise it. It's not quite true hit as applied to level ups, but it's somewhat similar in concept. That guy's just running up to body block Ephraim. But basically, they put the Blossom skill on Har, not for the experience boosting effect, but actually for simply the fact that it halves experience gain, because watching the experience bar fill up wastes time. So, interesting non-standard application of skills there. Now, that halberd, I need to keep Ephraim very, very far away from that. He is not going to like that. Although, he does have a full-use Axe Reaver. And there are no sword users in the area. So, actually, I could simply have Ephraim destroy everything and just use the Axe Reaver. Also has a pretty good crit rate. Though this is also aided by the Tana support. Seriously, we're getting killer weapon-worthy crit rates on non-killer weapons just thanks to a support. Okay, there's strength, but you have quite a long way to go before that starts getting really, really good again. I'm not sure exactly how high your hit rate's going to be against Tana. I mean, you're all... Okay, 31 attack power is kind of decent. That's not as weak as I was expecting it to be. Oh, wait, there's a halberd. I was like, okay, I could have Amelia go there and use a sword. And then I was like, yeah, right, halberd, obviously. That's not a good idea. Speaking of which, there is a halberd incoming here, and that's a quite high HP Bone Walker. So, I would like to get some crits. Also, 71 crit rate. And watch me not critical with it. Okay, at least I got a critical there. It's not quite as absurd as, like, say, that versus a petrified enemy or something like that, or Rutger in FE7. FE7 Rutger is pretty funny, with just how high his crit rate can be. Okay, so, question, how much damage do you guys do? 5! Well, that is a Toxin Lance, but still. Only 14 to Ewan of all people, that's... actually not bad. And there's you, but yeah, you're no threat to my magic users at all. Actually, Ewan can go... I don't think there's much that can hit him there. I can just go ahead and snipe this guy. Oh, right, my high hit rate with Flux is thanks to the S rank bonus. I keep forgetting about that sometimes. Now I'm trying to remember which, and obviously these things run promoted too, trying to remember which Fire Emblem games had the S rank bonus, because I know that in Shadow Dragon, and I think in Awakening as well, how much of a boost you get from a weapon triangle advantage is dependent on what your weapon rank is, and you lose your weapon... Wait, no, actually... Wait, no, is it? I know there's at least one game where your weapon triangle actually does affect that. But I know there's also another where your weapon rank bonus is cancelled if you're facing a weapon triangle disadvantage. That was not a weapon triangle disadvantage, but she still got hit because my luck is terrible. Yes, Shadow Dragon and New Mystery were the ones that had the kind of different weapon rank bonuses based on the weapon. So swords tended to increase... Basically, they increase whatever you need. So swords tended to increase might, because they're normally lacking in might, and axes tended to increase accuracy, and lances and bows were kind of a balance of the two. I thought that was kind of an interesting system. You're not going to kill Amelia, are you? No. And now I'm just going to purge the monster. Not literally with purge, but with just the Slayer skill. The difference in experience between the enemies here is ridiculous. Only 14 enemies left, though. Why are you just... Oh, you do have a killer bow, but yeah, you're just kind of sulking in the corner there. 2 hits? That is in Ephraim range? Okay, so, like, I have potentially exposed Ephraim to a halberd, but I am counting on him not getting hit because he has an Axe Reaver and is in support range, and I really, really doubt that's going to hit him. I could be horribly wrong, but I'm hoping that I'm not. I don't want to speak too soon, but I get the feeling it might even be a 0 hit rate, considering the support and the fact that he's got an Axe Reaver, which doubles the effects of the weapon triangle. Okay, that guy can attack from there, but that is the only place he can attack from, so... Oh, right, Luke can just go... I thought this was wall for a second. No, don't... Stop defaulting to bolting. I do not want to throw lightning bolt at things, as fun as that is. Especially in a certain chapter in Radiant Dawn. Right, that's a short spear. I mean, I doubt they'll actually go for him here, but I might as well try. Oh, hey, one of them actually did. And it got criticaled. This is why Berserkers are also kind of fun, for the same reason as Swordmasters, though they tend to have less critical rate thanks to their lowest skill overall. I still found the Berserker class kind of... I know that, like, in terms of raw strength, it... Yes, I knew it! 0 hit rate! And he gets criticaled. But yeah, like... I know that they're useful in Awakening just for the sheer pair-up bonuses they give and just how much strength they have, but I found it annoying how in Awakening Berserkers ironically had worse critical than most other classes did, thanks to them having the worst skill cap in the game. Speaking of critical, Tana has now become a Flying Lance Swordmaster. Only 7, and only a 7 hit rate as well. Yeah, see what I was saying with Moguls having terrible stats? I still really like how Amelia's Paladin sprite looks, but I've said that many, many times before. Okay, we've actually almost done with this map. Okay, there are reinforcements. The moment that I saw this area, I was thinking, okay, there could be reinforcements that come from below those stairs, and I was right. They are lower leveled, though, than the other enemies in this area. Another hammer. I don't know why there's that single Revenant out in the middle of nowhere. Another Horse Slayer. So I've got to be doubly careful of Amelia. And at this point I can kind of afford to just finish off these enemies with whoever needs the experience the most, except that this thing's going to give nothing when it comes to experience, so... Oh, one off. And Luna barely does more. But I just couldn't resist the satisfaction of shotting something. Luna might come in handy later on in this run of the ruins, but not now. Wait a minute. Horse Slayer, how far can you move? Okay, you can go all the way up to there, which is 1 ahead of where I wanted to actually move her. Oh, right, she doesn't have any healing apart from physical fortify. But I've got a lot of men staves, it's fine. I mean, our HP stats are getting kind of high, but I still don't really feel like Recover is all that worth it. Because when you get, like, really high magic stats, it gets to the point where you're going to be fully healing anyway with just men, so I don't really find it all that useful for the most part. Just because I want to not get countered. Have to watch out for the Brave Axe, though, because that does weigh him down slightly. Well, not actually slightly, quite a bit, actually. Oh, only by 3. Not insane or anything like that. Okay, that is a killer bow. Crit 38, but you do have the Philly Shield and an enormous luck stat. She should really have much more strength than this, but that's just what happened. Now loot. I'm still really surprised that loot has not unlocked a support with Ross yet. Must be a very slow support rate. And of course, the reinforcements are charging at us immediately, and you're obviously going for the one who can't counter. Every time I see one of them draw their bow, I keep thinking, what if they're going to do the critical animation? Oh no, please tell me these reinforcements aren't going to last very long, because otherwise I'm going to be kind of annoyed. Oh, hey, one of them is a droppable killer lance, which is pretty cool. Even though it's probably going to waste it by using it against me. See, I don't need masses and masses of experience at this point. I'm going to get much more just by going through the ruins normally. Oh, Ross can just come here and hit this guy. It's times like these when I kind of want just a regular iron axe, because I know that would be enough to kill. I don't really want to waste a lot of these more valuable weapons. Now that boss almost certainly moves. They tend to do that here in the ruins. Thankfully, Ephraim does not count as armored, as much as his caps would like to attest otherwise. They seriously gave him the caps of more like an armored type character when he's not really, but I mean, they're okay for the majority of the enemies in this game. Oh, it's only one lighter, but it is lighter than the javelin nonetheless. Okay, now it is time for Operation Rush In and Destroy the Horse Slayer guy, thus leaving the coast clear for Amelia. Yeah, that is quite a lot of damage. No one else can do it, and I don't want to waste Purge. Really don't want to waste Purge. That's just barely not enough. I'm going to have to do this. I do have Physic in case she does get hit, so that should be alright. And I've bought a lot of extra Physic staves. Trust me, you want a lot of Physic staves when you're going into the ruins. You can probably afford to run everyone in. Don't equip Luna, that's a bad idea. It's not even a forest, and you have 74 evasion. The power of A supports. Still nothing compared to the power of S supports in Awakening, but that's a completely different game entirely. I mean, I guess I can... Now, it would be very, very bad if Ephraim somehow died here. But yeah, I guess I can just say, like, what my general history with the Lagdou ruins is. I remember back when I first had this game, I would often just play random runs of the ruins just when I was over at other people's houses or bored and didn't have much to do. For some reason, I have kind of fond memories of playing Sacred Stones on Christmas. I didn't actually get the game for Christmas. This could be bad. But anyway, I got it earlier than that, but, oh, another lance. And I have to throw something away because I don't have enough space in the convoy, so let's drop that. It's kind of a rare instance of seeing the dropping weapons mechanic, which you'll see a lot more in FE7 if you're not good at protecting Merlinus, but here you always have access to your convoy. But anyway, yeah. I remember this one Christmas when I was playing Sacred Stones, and I remember very clearly that I was in Queen of the White Dunes. Oh, hi there. I didn't expect your movement range to be that long, but that's fine because you're still going to die. Only enough damage to kill. That worked out pretty well. Got a pretty good chunk of experience out of it too. Ah! Actually, that's interesting, because usually there are Gwilgies on this map. I must have, like, rolled a random enemy allocation that didn't involve Gwilgies this time, but there are usually a lot more Gwilgies here. And that is a sharp claw spider. 90 avoid, yeah. Loot's evasion is pretty crazy. Alright, I need to heal Ephraim now. Does he have a... No, he doesn't have his elixir with him. And 92 avoid with the Killer Lance. Okay, that's a Pierce crit. Someone told me that the Pierce glitch isn't in the PAL version, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, I don't potentially want to expose loot to an enormous number of attacks. What is my staff range? Tana used to have an elixir, but then, stuff happened. And Ephraim couldn't grab an elixir out of the convoy because the convoy is full. So, I kind of need to either retreat him a little bit and heal with loot, or... which I really don't want to do. That's as far as I can go and keep Tana in support range. And that exposes loot to potentially 27. 9 defense. Nope. Yeah, that's not good. Ross still has an elixir, though. Thank goodness for that. Watching the... And I can move back again. But I still have to be kind of careful, because these enemies do hit pretty hard. And I really don't want loot to be getting hit by any of them, except maybe the spear. The spear's probably okay for her to be getting hit by. As long as it's the only thing that hits her in this turn. And don't equip bolting, that would be bad. Oh look, one Revenant, whatever shall I do? This is clearly the most terrifying thing in this entire map. Aside from my fake sarcasm. Okay, so we're almost done with this one, but as you can tell, the maps here are going to be kind of longer. I get the feeling that I'm going to have to make each Lagdou Ruins map its own video. Depends if some of the later ones end up shorter or not. That was a good crit to get. I still find his animation is really weird, just the way the horse just taps out with its foot there. Like, 1, 2, 3, now. Yeah, a few things that actually stands a chance of hitting Tana. I would have liked a crit there. The one time when you actually need it. Okay, they're not moving. Okay, I don't have enough. I only have 4 characters, assuming that everyone kills one thing here. I still have these 2 left, so I don't actually have enough people to finish this. Huh. Why do you have a... Oh, yeah, no, I think it's that theory that I had earlier. So, the second inventory slot on enemies when they spawn is random, and usually the second inventory slot is always droppable, but I get the feeling that any enemy that has a poison weapon is programmed to never drop their weapons. Which makes sense because they don't want you obtaining poison weapons. You can with glitches, but basically they don't want you obtaining poison weapons. Which is kind of a shame, but that seems to be how it works. I think I may need to heal Tana. Nope, not doing that. Yeah, I need to finish you off, preferably with some very high accuracy attack. Well, there's the unnecessary pierce. But yeah, that must be how it works. They must have coded enemies that have poison weapons to never drop anything. Because the way the dream is that it's always whatever's in their last inventory slot, so if you somehow got their weapons switched around, then they would always drop the poison weapon, and they don't want that to happen. I know there are some games in the series where poison weapons can be dropped or stolen, but they turn into iron weapons if they do. Of course, they're perfectly fine to obtain via the enemy control glitch. There are some areas where reinforcements instantly stop if you kill the boss. I really wish this was one of those. Normally I'd like reinforcements to grind off of, but I'm already going to be getting an enormous amount of experience going through the ruins anyway, so I kind of don't really need it. See, Ephraim's already level 15, and I'm actually kind of worried because he needs to gain at least 2 more points of strength in order to cap it. He probably will, but just got to be kind of careful. Okay, you both have entirely melee weapons, which means you'll probably end up suiciding. The problem is that loot... Unless she can one-shot with... No, she can't one-shot with bolting, so... Yeah, she won't be, Alright, I haven't healed Tana. But as long as you're not equipping bolting, because that would be a disaster, but as long as only the longbow is in range of loot, I should be okay. Gonna have to kind of switch up and rotate the team a little bit to make sure that no one's gaining too much experience. And you three may as well stay... Oh, I'll move you ahead just because of the physics staff. So the longbow one, at the very least, is going to be still alive, and I don't know if there are going to be more reinforcements or not. There might be. But the reinforcements will die anyway, because we're in a position to easily kill them. Are you going to be using your... Yes, I thought you'd be using the Brave Lance. One of these could hit. Okay, they both missed. That's normal luck, I guess, rather than me luck. And Ephraim is now level 16. Okay, he only needs one more point of strength. I'm pretty sure he's going to cap it. I feel like there was a 3-range axe. I guess one technically does exist in Fates, but yeah. Oh, there is more. Of course there is. Neither do any droppable weapons, though, which is a shame. Might as well just kind of use a steel blade just for lols. I wasn't sure if she'd level up from that, but I'm glad she did. Okay, those are all right stats to be gaining. And unfortunately that's cap strength, because female classes have worse strength caps than males. Okay, you're only a B in swords. 14, 15, 13, 16. Different levels on everyone. But loot needs it the most, so she might as well go for this one. Almost cat magic. See, this is the reason why I made Loot a Sage, just because I love having this much magic in the post-game. Ross technically needs this the most. Oh, yeah, he's only doubling with the Brave Axe as it lowers his speed just enough to... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, and I have 2 uses of the Sword Slayer left. Kind of thought that might hit. But yeah, let's just finish off with Tana and be done with it. Don't want to say this, because that would be jinxing it, but it would be really funny if I somehow managed to lose a run of this due to the Pierce glitch. But yes, that's the first map cleared. So, we'll be moving on to the next one.